And we are live. Welcome to Leadoff Doubles. It's May 9th, 2022. It's 6:30 Eastern Time. And that means it's time for baseball. 2 games today in the books already. Baltimore over KC 6-1. And the Yankees blank the Rangers 1-0. But enough waiting around. I've said it before. I'll say it again. Baseball's back. So let's get into it. We'll start in Pittsburgh with the Dodgers in town, and first pitch just a few minutes away. The Dodgers have Julio Urias, the lefty, on the mound. He's 2-1 with a 1.88 ERA and 19 punchies. Going up against Jose Quintana for the Pirates. He's 0-1 with a 3.38 ERA. Dodgers lineup looks like this. Betts leading off in right, Freddie Freeman at first, Trey Turner at short, Justin Turner DH, and Chris Taylor in left, Cody Bellinger in center, Hanser Alberto at third, Austin Barnes behind the dish, and Gavin Lux at second. And for the Pirates, get Brian Hayes at third, Brian Reynolds DH, and Michael Chavis at second, Yoshi Tsutsugo at first, Diego Castillo at short, Ben Gamel in left, Jack Sawinski in right, Jake Marisnick in center, and Michael Perez catching. Matchups look like this. Betts is 353 with a homer and 17 at-bats against Quintana. He's been swinging the bat extremely well lately. Chris Taylor is 429 and 14 at-bats against Quintana. Look for both of them to make some noise today. And for Pittsburgh, they've seen Urias a couple of times with not much success. Brian Reynolds, he's 2 for 5 with a homer. The weather in Pittsburgh tonight, it's going to be 68 degrees with a slight breeze blowing in from center. We'll move to Cincinnati next with the Brewers in town. Brandon Woodruff on the bump for Milwaukee. He's 3-1 with a 5.18 ERA. Bit of a rough start here for Woodruff. Hopefully he can get it back on track. Luis Castillo making his first start of the season for the Reds. The Brewers lineup looks like this. Colton Wong leading off at second. Willie Adames at short. Christian Yelich in left. Rowdy Tellez DH, and Luis Urias at third. Hunter Renfroe in right. Omar Narvaez catching. Tyrone Taylor in center, and Jace Peterson at first. And for the Reds, TJ Friedel in right leading off. Brandon Drury at third. Tommy Pham in left. Colin Moran at first. Tyler Stevenson behind the dish. Tyler Naquin DHing. Kyle Farmer at short. Albert Almora Jr. in center, and Matt Reynolds at second. Cincinnati just got their first series win of the season. They're 5-23 on the year. Really bad start, but they're hoping to turn it around a bit here. Going to be tough against this Brewers team. As for matchups, for Milwaukee, Colton Wong is 360 lifetime against Luis Castillo with a homer in 25 at-bats. And for the Reds, Moustakas and Stevenson are both 3 for 8 against Woodruff. Moustakas has taken him deep once. The weather in Cincinnati, it's going to be 75 degrees, warm night with a breeze blowing in towards home plate. We'll move to Detroit next with the Athletics in town. Paul Blackburn on the mound for the Athletics. He's 3-0, undefeated this season with a 2.22 ERA and 23 punchies. Michael Pineda for the Tigers. He's 1-1 with a 3.77 ERA. The Athletics lineup looks like this. Tony Kemp leading off at second. Sheldon Noisy at first. Ramon Laureano, he's back from his suspension, in center. Sean Murphy catching. Seth Brown in left. Chad Pinder DH, and Kevin Smith at third. Elvis Andrus at short, and Luis Barrera in right. And for the Tigers, Robbie Grossman leading off in left. Javier Baez at short. Miguel Cabrera DHing. Austin Meadows in right. Jonathan Scope at second. Heimer Candelario at third. Spencer Torkelson at first. Tucker Barnhart catching, and Derek Hill in center. Not much to report matchup wise here. Neither team has really seen the other pitcher. Oakland, Elvis Andrus is 5 for 15 with a homer. He's seen Pineda the most. And for Detroit, Scope is 2 for 5 with 2 RBIs against Blackburn. The weather in Detroit tonight is going to be 63 degrees with a 13 mile per hour wind. blowing in towards home plate from left center field. We'll move to Chicago now with the Guardians in town, taking on the White Sox. Zach Plesac for the Guardians. He's 1-3 with a 4.44 ERA. And Michael Kopech having an incredible start to the season for the White Sox. He's 0-0 with a 1.17 ERA. However, yeah, a great start this season for Kopech and the White Sox. They're going to need him to be big if they want to turn their season around here. For the Guardians, Miles Straw is going to lead off in center. Steven Kwan in right. Jose Ramirez at third. Owen Miller at second. Josh Naylor at first. Franmil Reyes DHing. Andre Jimenez at short. Ahmed Rosario in left. And Austin Hedges behind the dish. And for the White Sox, Tim Anderson in that leadoff spot playing short. Yohan Moncada returns to the lineup for the White Sox. He's going to be a welcome face. He's at third base tonight. Jose Abreu at first. Luis Robert in center. Yasmani Grandal DHing. Gavin Sheets in right. AJ Pollock in left. Reese McGuire catching. And Lurie Garcia at second. Both these teams are coming off series wins after the White Sox just beat Boston and Cleveland beat Toronto. Yohan Moncada returns. Like I said, he hits Plesac well. He's lifetime 278 against him. And Luis Robert is 6 for 13 against Plesac. Look for both of them to have an impact tonight. And for the Guardians, they haven't seen Kopech much. We'll see what they have to say about his 1.17 ERA this evening. The weather in Chicago is going to be 69 degrees with a 17-mile-per-hour wind blowing in from right field. We'll move to the West Coast next. Tampa Bay in town against the Los Angeles Angels. Jeffrey Springs on the mound for the Rays. This is going to be a 9:40 Eastern first pitch. He's a lefty. He's sporting an 0.69 ERA so far this season. The Rays lineup looks like this. Brandon Lowe at second. Wander Franco at short. Yandy Diaz at third. G-Man Choi at first. Manuel Margot in left. Kevin Kiermaier in center. Randy Arozarena DHing. Brett Phillips in right. And Mike Zunino behind the dish. Matchup-wise for the Rays, they haven't seen Syndergaard much, who's going to be on the mound for the Angels tonight. No lineup for the Angels yet. Neither team has seen the other pitcher much in this matchup. The Angels, they're one of the hottest teams in baseball. Big walk-off win yesterday. And Tampa is slowly climbing the ladder in the AL East. They jumped the Jays this weekend. The weather in LA tonight is going to be 64 degrees with a 9-mile-per-hour wind blowing out at Angel Stadium. We'll move to Seattle next. We have two lineups here for the 9:40 Eastern first pitch. Ranger Suarez on the mound for the Phillies. He's got a 2-1 record and a 4.63 ERA. And Chris Flexen for the Mariners. He's 1-4 with a 3.10 ERA. The Phillies lineup looks like this. Kyle Schwarber leading off in left. Alec Baum at third. Bryce Harper DHing. Nick Castellanos in right. JT Realmuto behind the dish. John Segura at second. Rhys Hoskins at first. Odubel Herrera in center. And Bryson Stott at short. And for the Mariners, Abraham Toro in that leadoff spot at second. Ty France at first. Julio Rodriguez in center. Eugenio Suarez at third. Jesse Winker batting fifth in left. Luis Torrens DHing. Dylan Moore at short. Jared Kelenic in right. And Cal Raleigh behind the dish. Matchup wise, Real Muto's 1-for-3 with a homer against Chris Flexen. And Eugenio Suarez has homered the only time he has faced Ranger. This game's in a dome. Nothing to report on the weather. We'll go to San Diego. 9:40 first pitch. Cubs in town. Kyle Hendricks on the mound for the Cubs. He's 1-3 with a 5.64 ERA. Not a great start to the year right now for Kyle Hendricks. We don't have a Cubs lineup yet. but we got a Padres lineup. It's going to be Mackenzie Gore for the Padres. He's a lefty, 2-0 on the season right now with a 1.71 ERA. Great start for Mackenzie. The Padres lineup's going to look like this tonight. Cronenworth in the leadoff spot at second, Jurickson Profar in left, Manny Machado at third, Eric Hosmer first, Ha-Sung Kim at short, Jorge Alfaro behind the dish, Trent Grisham in center, Austin Nola DHing, and Jose Azocar in right. San Diego had a big walk-off homer yesterday from Alfaro. Machado hits Hendricks relatively well. He's 4 for 9. As for the Cubs, they've never seen Gore, so they might be in tough tonight against his 1.71 ERA. The weather in San Diego tonight is going to be 62 degrees with an 11 mile per hour wind blowing left to right. All right, let's move to Arizona for another 9:40 first pitch. Eliezer Hernandez for the Marlins. He's 2-1 with a 6.66 ERA and 23 strikeouts. And Humberto Castellanos on the mound for the D-backs. He's 2-1 with a 4.12 ERA. No lineup for the Marlins right now. The D-backs lineup's going to look like this. Dalton Varsho leading off and catching. Pavin Smith in right, David Peralta in left, Christian Walker at first, Josh Rojas at third, Guido Marte at second, Seth Beer DHing, Alec Thomas in center, and Geraldo Perdomo at short. Matchup wise for the D-backs, David Peralta, he's 3 for 7 with a homer and 3 RBI against Hernandez. Varsho has homered once in 2 at-bats. And for the Marlins, nothing glaring to report in their matchup against Castellanos. This game's in a dome, so nothing to report on the weather. Let's move to San Francisco. Austin Gomber on the mound for the Rockies in town. And Carlos Rodon going to be on the bump for the Giants. 2 lefties taking on each other. Gomber's 2-2 with a 3.58 ERA. And Rodon, great start to the year. 3-1 with a 1.55 ERA and 41 strikeouts. The Rockies lineup looks like this. Connor Joe in that leadoff spot DHing. Jonathan Daza in left, Randall Grichuk in right, CJ Cron at first, Elias Diaz catching, Brendan Rodgers at second, Ryan McMahon at third, Jose Iglesias at short, and Garrett Hampson in center. And for the Giants, Austin Slater in left, Mauricio Dubon in center, Brandon Belt at first, Wilma Flores at third, Darren Ruff DHing, Brandon Crawford at short, Tyro Estrada at second, Joey Bart catching, and Mike Yastrzemski in right. Matchup wise for the Rockies, Cron is 5 for 9 with a homer against Rodon. And for the Giants, Wilmer Flores is 3 for 7 with a homer against Austin Gomber. The weather in San Francisco tonight is going to be 50 degrees with a 12 mile an hour wind blowing out. That's it for lineups, folks. Let's get to our daily home run trifecta. We got a good one for you today. First player we're going to be taking, it's Shohei Ohtani. Shohei hasn't homered in 9 games, but in his last 5 games, his average exit velocity is 95.5 miles per hour. He's hitting the ball hard, and he's due for a long ball. I expect him to go deep today with the wind blowing out at Angel Stadium. Second player we're going to take today is Mookie Betts. He's extremely hot right now. He's a career .353 lifetime against Jose Quintana, and he's taken him deep once. Extremely hot lately. He's slugging .714 with an average exit velocity of 97 miles per hour over his last 5 games. Look for him to continue the hot streak tonight and hit his 3rd homer in 6 games. And the third player we're going to take today is Luis Robert. He hit a ball out of Fenway Park on Friday night. He's been one of the key pieces for the White Sox team as they try to turn their season around. He's leading the charge. He's 6 for 13 against Zach Plesac, and I expect him to continue his hot streak and put one out today as the Sox return home. All right, folks, you know what to do. Follow us on Twitter at Leadoff Doubles. If you're watching this, you know we're on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button. Find us on Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts. It's been a pleasure. But that's it for today. We'll see you tomorrow.